Well, hello there. I'm glad you're here today. I'm Marty Whitney with ARTitude Adjustment, and I teach fun art, not fine art. So if you're here, you like to do fun art. You could be a fine artist and have fun though. I'm not just saying that. So anyway, every day we're here to do a little bit of art, and I am trying to get a cue right now from Facebook so that I can see your comments. And it should be coming up any second now. So, hello there. There we go. And it just kicked me off my page. So it should be coming in any second. There you go. So I'm glad you're here. And we'll have about 30 minutes of fun while I'm painting and showing you how to do something different. I teach painting at Florida Grand Motor Coach Resort during the winter, and hi Leica, it's so good to see you today. I teach painting at Florida Grand Motor Coach Resort, and then I also teach at RV rallies, RV manufacturing rallies, RV resorts, and my husband and I are full-time RVers for about 12 years now. I've been doing painting for about, hi Leica, I've been doing painting for over 8 years, and it just turned out to be something that was a lot of fun. And it gives me an opportunity to meet a lot more people, and also to paint, do projects. And these lives have enabled me to get a lot of my projects done that I say, oh, I'll do that next week, I'll do it later. So anyway, it's a pleasure to be here, and I hope that you learned something today. What we usually do is we'll start a project on Monday, and by Friday we're finished. And this week we have been working on a glass decor bottle, which is painted with white birch trees, and we're going to put a cork LED light inside the bottle. I'll show you what I mean. Now, I've done a lot of work since yesterday. You can see, and I'm going to try, we go through this every day because it's a big bottle. I think you can see it from here too. I put a little bit of forest in the background, and I've also, let me see if I can do this a little bit better by changing this. It's hard to see it, period. But I have not finished it. In fact, there's some work at the bottom that needs to be done. I'm going to turn this around so you can see. And here comes a visitor. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great.
What you doing?
I'm doing a Facebook Live.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Isn't that pretty?
And I am broadcasting on Facebook right now
Are you really?
for about 30 minutes.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Thank you. And what's your name?
Tom,
Tom. Okay, nice to meet you, Tom.
and you are?
Marty Whitney. I teach ARTitude Adjustment,
Okay.
and here,
Uh-huh.
and at RV rallies, and
Oh, okay.
then every day I'd go live on this. So I better get back to it because it's
Okay,
live.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you.
You're
I
not, just
was checking.
have a seat and watch.
Okay.
So anyway, I don't mind
Am I gonna
whenever.
get in the way if I sit here?
It'd be better to sit over there, yeah, because I might try to get up and then
All right.
Okay, but we're painting a decorative bottle, and we're going to do it with these are white birch trees, and you can see I made some progress since yesterday. Now, remember the cork lights that I told you about? I ordered them on Facebook. It was some kind of ad that came on there. Mistake. They have not arrived yet. Of course, my class isn't scheduled until about January 8th, and that'll be the only thing that's missing. So when it comes in, I'll show you, but I doubt I'll have it before the end of this class. But they're going to look nice. They will fit in the top of this. You see, they'll fit in the top of this bottle instead of this cork, and I'll leave that on there for decoration. And then we will, the lights are on the cork, so it's really a cute thing. So I'm going to change over to, hey Diane, Tom is in here. Do you know Tom? Do you know Diane Appleback?
I do.
Okay, she's on here.
Hello, Diane.
Hey Diane from Tom. He's on the Facebook Live today, looking. So anyway, let me put this back up so you can see me. And she's probably out at the gatehouse. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to do a little more detail on this. Let me show you. I'm going to do a little zoom here so you can see a little better with this. It looks like a mishmash right now, but I've been working on it, and at the bottom of this I'm going to put a little fern garden. Oops. You can see this is one of the white birches right here that I've sort of completed, but I didn't want to finish all of it, but I made a big headway since yesterday because I want to finish by Friday afternoon. So let's get started. I'm going to put me in a little circle, and it's kind of like a picture in a picture, Tom. Oops. Well, hello there. I'm Marty Whitney with ARTitude Adjustment. I teach. You know, you could sit there because you can't see what I'm doing that way. You can't see what I'm doing.
Okay, as long as it's not going to interfere.
You're not interfering at all. Now that interferes. So what we're doing is I'm doing a picture in a picture. This is our project. And you can also see this is live, which gives us a little bit of a lag.
Oh, yeah.
What is that on there for?
Gingerbread.
Yeah, why is that? So let me go back to solo, and I'm gonna, oh, okay. Okay, now we're okay. We're for some reason it went back to last week's project, and that may have been my fault. Okay, so anyway, looking at this, I'll get this by the time I get this figured out, we're not going to be doing this project anymore. Which way to do this? See, there's a little bit of a lag. Okay. So what I've done is I've given the shadowing on the right side of the tree, and I'm just going to show you some of the things that we're doing with this. This has kind of been an experiment because I've never done the white birch trees, so I wanted to see, well, what if I outline some of them with a Sharpie? Because the Sharpie is permanent, it isn't going to bleed all over the bottle when I do the finishing touches. Tom, I see you have a Navy hat on. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
How many years?
20.
20 years. Well, we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
My husband was Air Force.
Well, that's great.
So, but not 20 years.
Yeah, not everybody does that.
No. Okay, now I'm gonna, since we've gotten that on there, and don't feel bad, you don't have to stay here for the whole time
Oh, sure,
if you need to get up.
All right, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch a little bit more.
Okay.
It's impressive, Marty.
I don't know about that. So what we're going to do here is, just like over here, you can see that the birch has a lot of, when I paint sideways or horizontally on this, it's because the birch tree has a lot of bark that's peeling off of it, and like that. so you can see where it's peeling off. Now, I've put a few trees in the back, and also I hadn't thought about this, but there's also some brown in there also. So I'm just going to be putting some marks that you would see on the birch tree. This one has probably lost most of the leaves, just like the one here at Florida Grand has. And we don't see these trees very often in Florida. But there's one here that's very attractive. It's just, and it is peeling. The bark is peeling off of it. It's kind of like a paper consistency, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Most of it, the marks on it are black, and that's what makes it attractive to me. So when it loses all of its leaves, it just, to me, makes it more attractive. See, this way, if I have my computer up, I can see comments that I don't see here.
Oh, I see.
Okay, now I'm going to, let me do just a little bit of shading over here. And at the end on Friday, you're supposed to say, "Hey, that looks like a white birch tree." You don't have to say it right now.
But it does.
Oh, good. I'm glad that
I've
it
seen
does.
plenty of them.
You have? Okay. Well, we don't get to see too many of them.
No, mine have been in California and Arizona.
Oh, see,
They're all over.
they are. I thought I saw some in Vermont,
Probably did.
but there's one here in the Gallup's yard.
Oh, really?
In their backyard. So if you pass by it, it's kind of like the one that gives me the inspiration for this week. So let me see. You can see all I do now. I mean, I've finished all of the trees. I think I kept this one to show you some of the shading. Let me show you. Leca. Okay, you see that? You see it? Okay. Okay. I'm going to give it a few horizontal marks. Because that's the way the bark peels off. And I also added, I have a lot of glass enamel paints that are made by Folk Art, and, let's do it this way. See, y'all know I'm not techie. So these, yeah, it is. It's the opposite. And
Yeah.
Okay, these are Folk Art enamels. Excellent. Let me put this down. Excellent on glass. And when we have our wine glass painting classes, this is definitely the one that we use, and I separate them from our other paints. So, by the time I get this, there, Folk Art enamels. And this color is Midnight that I'm putting on there. But that's the color of the trees that I have. And so I'll go ahead and I'll make these marks.
Sketch it up.
Yeah. Diane says it's turning out awesome.
It is. I mean, it looks very realistic.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. I hate it when I get a remark from somebody on here, that looks really dumb. So, are y'all from California? What is your
I
wife's name?
Carolyn.
Yeah, I met Carolyn.
She's at the gate now.
Yeah, okay. Is she at the gate? Okay.
But yeah, most of my life I've lived in California,
Okay.
but grew up in Ohio.
What part of Ohio? We have people
Akron
on
area.
Akron. Okay, we have people on here from Akron area. She might be on here.
Cuyahoga Falls is where I was actually from.
Okay, I have a let me see, let me see, where were we? Is that near Cleveland?
It's south of Cleveland.
Yeah, we loved Cleveland. Do y'all ever go there camping?
Oh no, we never.
Okay, well, it's a great city, and we had a lot of fun there. We met some family there that I hadn't seen in a long time. They came over where we were, but we stayed at this. I think it's called Mercer County Fairgrounds or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was, they were having a fair then, so all the carnies were there, and it was. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Not far from Joe the Toe from Cleveland. Do you remember Joe the Toe?
No.
Okay, well, he was a big football player, famous in Cleveland for the Browns. So, I don't know much about football, but
you know more than I do.
well,
Which is
see, if you knew that, then you would know about football because we were parked by an elementary school backing up to the fairgrounds, and they had a big a statue for Joe, whatever his last name was. See, I can't even remember that. But Joe the Toe was one of the biggest players that ever came out of Cleveland. So when my husband saw this statue, he says, "No way!" And so I wrote a blog. I write a blog. Did y'all know I wrote a blog? I only tell you every day. And it's called RV There Yet? And it's about our travels in our RV. In fact, the one that I have posted the other day is about, let me get it where I'm painting in front of you. Let's see, finger, oh, that way. Okay, I'm gonna try to paint where I'm, but I wrote a blog about, this is our winter base. We've been here about 10 years, and then we'll stay here from November to about March, and then we leave for summer travel, and I'll be teaching some. And let's turn this around and see if I need to. Yep, there's one right there. Look, it kind of got some brown. It doesn't matter if you get the ink on this glass, you just scratch it off. I don't know why that got on there. Maybe because I was careless. So anyway, our travels this year will take us up to, we're hoping to go to the Outer Banks. We've never been there in our motorhome, and I hope will be a good place to go for a couple of months anyway, if it's not too hot. We stayed here last year probably until, we had doctor's appointments, so we stayed here till about August. And I'm telling you, we about baked. It was so hot. I mean, it's hot in California too, I know that. But this was not, no, it's not only hot, but it's humid here. So we had it up with both barrels here. That's that place there. That's where a little
looks realistic.
Rodent stays, probably. We had, here's a good one.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
Hadn't done this one yet. Okay. Let me get a little bit of paint off of that. So the light is on the left-hand side. I hope that's realistic to you. The shadowing is on the right-hand side, and those are my, I'm going to change, oh, that's best. So, do you usually stay at fam camps when y'all travel? Are you entitled to
we
that?
We certainly have at a few of them, but it's not something that we necessarily seek out.
Because there are some awesome ones in Florida. For instance, we've stayed in Pensacola, and the advantage of that is that you get to see the Thunderbirds?
Blue Angels.
Blue Angels.
Thunderbirds is Air Force.
Oh, maybe that's why it came to mind. I was just really rubbing that in, okay. But we've seen that out of Pensacola, and it's really, we were a guest of someone, and that's why, the only reason we got to stay there. The other one that I've been told is really a nice one is, well, there's McDill.
Mm-hmm. That's in Tampa.
Yeah, and what's the one over in, I Dream of Jeannie used to be at? NASA over near Titusville and Merritt Island.
No, I'm not familiar.
Well, I Dream of Jeannie came from there.
Did she?
Yeah, and then, of course, Mayport base in Jacksonville,
Mm-hmm.
a Navy base.
Yeah.
That's a really nice one. That would be a real good one for you to plan to visit.
It's not always real easy to get in there, we found.
Oh, okay.
Because it's popular.
Oh, yeah, that would be it. And how about Kings Bay? Now that's where they have the sub base, but everybody likes to go there too. All these places I'm talking about have real good seafood. So that's why, I mean, we don't go there, but we stay close by because we love Florida seafood. But we also have friends that have stayed at these places. Oh. There was something I was going to tell you, Diane. Okay, well, Friday night, remember I told y'all we're having a pine cone decorating contest. That's right here at Florida Grand. And so we've got a lot of competition, and I'll announce to you, although you may not care, who the winner is. Maybe I'll even have the winner to show you. But I posted those on my Facebook story the other morning, and we've had a few more entrants since then.
Well, it's been fascinating to watch this one.
Well, I guess you better go.
Thanks for the intro.
You're welcome. Glad you were here.
Likewise. See you later.
Have a nice rest of the day, Tom.
Thanks. You did the same one.
Just so you know, I did not know Tom was going to be here. He came in. Oh, I know. I think the lights are going to be great too, Lekka. I'm going to put something green at the bottom so you can see this. This has been kind of a challenge to show you, because let me turn it around. Oh, look, I'm making an A+ on this pass. And it really does look nice. And there are some trees kind of situated back in the forest. Are y'all getting dizzy? I am. So those trees are kind of back in the forest. And you can see that there are still some leaves, but not many. And so I've tried to highlight that. Now, like I said, what I think I'll do next is I didn't show you my palette today, and I've really messed it up. Whoop. Why is this so difficult for me? See how I messed it up? Paint and paint and paint. Now I want to put a couple of more colors in here, and I'll show you what my idea is. There is a color, and I can kind of mix these. Oh no, I better. This one needs to be shaken. So we'll put a few of these here. And I'm just going to start putting some of the background of the fern. And what I might do tomorrow, hey Tanya, glad you're here. What I might do tomorrow, we're painting a glass bottle with white birch trees. And right now I'm putting a fern garden at the bottom of it. We'll finish this project on Friday afternoon, and then we'll go, and then I'll announce on Friday afternoons. I always announce what we'll be doing starting the next Monday. So I haven't figured out what we're going to do next week. So see, my mind isn't on it only works one day at a time. So I've thought about it. I've thought about what we're going to be doing, but we'll be traveling so much next week. Actually, I get back Tuesday, I believe. But when I go out of town, and if it's a Wednesday during the week, I always I'll do my lives at 3 Eastern. So, okay, that's going to be a little bitty fern garden. Now I'm going to show you some other things we're going to do. This will work out very well if I'm patient enough to let the paint dry the way it should. But anyway, I didn't know Tom was going to be here. Usually men don't come in the activity room. They don't. And that was really nice of him to do that, because they're very nice people. I haven't met them very much, but they came from California, and this is their first year that they've come to Florida. So we're glad he's here. Okay, let me do a couple of more strokes here so you can see what we're getting to. Tomorrow I will fill in this fern garden with some other colors. A couple of weeks ago, I reserved the activities room for my lives because it's quiet. It's not only quiet, but I can be near my paints and a lot of the equipment that I need when I'm painting. Now, was kind of interesting is that I was told, yes, you may do it in the activities room, but there is a lady that's coming to teach quilting in January, and she needs it 1 day a week. Well, how could I say anything? They've been so nice to me to let me use this room. So on Thursdays, when she gets here and begins her class, we'll be somewhere else. But we will be at Florida Grand, and I might do some in my coach. Well, Francis, how are you? And PJ, y'all missed all the fun. How long did? I know you're late, but Diane's here, and so is Francis. So say hello. And I'm just finishing up a fern garden. I'm not finishing up. I've got to do it tomorrow, but I've got to do some detail on it tomorrow after some of the paint dries that I just applied. That was a challenge in this project, is because if you paint too much, you lift the paint off of the glass. This is, I'm going to put this out of, I'll take this off of, and I'll try to show you this way. Let me see. This is it. Now, this is going to be, I love the fern garden, don't y'all? And, hey, Diane. So, hey there, y'all. Yeah, this is how I should have shown it to begin with. It has some little trees in the forest in the background. And it also has a lot of possibility here in the fern garden. So I know you'll like that. I'm going to try to straighten it up. So it's just a decorative piece, and we're going to put a cork on the top that has lights in it. Meg, I'm so glad. I didn't know you were here. I'm glad you came in. So it is cooled off a lot in Florida. We're like down to 39 degrees, y'all. And woke up this morning and I think it was in the 70s, or no, it was in the 50s, but it's really kind of cooled off to where it's a little bit different now. I'd like to thank you for being here today. This has been a kind of unusual class since we had a visitor, and he stayed and enjoyed the ARTitude adjustment. I'm sure he'll be looking at this show on his Facebook page. So if y'all are passing by, just come on by and have a seat right by me. But it's a great day to have a great day, and I hope that you will come back tomorrow, because we're going to try to finish up. Talk to y'all later. Have a good evening.